Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the next part of the campaign guide, which is solo sikoa. So, in case you're unaware of anything, if you missed the first video, we covered all the way from Ethan Page's 22 up to Tiffany Stratton's 35, which are all completed. So go and watch that if you missed it. It's the first video of the campaign set that I'm doing. The next video after that was Ivy Nile and Uncle Howdy, which was part 2. And then we've just covered Dominic Mysterio, which was part 3. And now we're going to be moving on to Solo, sikoa. So the way these are going to work, if you've not seen one of them, we're going to be looking at the campaign spreadsheet. And then we're going to be just doing it from scratch. But first, as always with a new map, means every equipment is being detached. That is simply for availability for myself and also to try and help others. Now, to be aware, if I need more than one super move during this, the stage that will not be super moved will not get 3 stars. I'll be saying to super move it. So do watch all of it, just so you know when I would super move. In my case, of course, Showcase may be a bit different. It's always good to have alternate routes to each campaign level, pretty much. So having done guides like pitch and stuff on the recaps, we'll also be showing recaps this one in these ones for Solo, for Steph, for Seth, and for Cody. So this video will be a little bit longer, a bit more explanation behind it and logic, reasoning behind certain stuff and potential alternatives should you need them. So that should be good. But as I mentioned, this is at the end of the last video. This is where the stats start getting very big, and at the point where you can't do it without having equipment. So, firstly, let's look at the campaign guide, the campaign spreadsheet for this level. So we're in speed. So we're in the up arrow territory now. So the standout card for this is Eddie, which is always nice. Of course, he is obtainable free to play in some rocks. So looking at this guide here, we have a hefty one here. So we've got a male tag match in speed that we need to complete. We have a female toughness match at 110k. And we also have a male solo match that is 102,000 with a table included. So let's complete the level. So firstly, Ivor will help a lot in terms of power if you have the pure power equipment. If you didn't, then that is very unlucky, as it will help you a fair bit in this campaign set, really. And then the next match is... oh wait, never mind, we do not need Ivor for this level. That is my... But, oh no, we do. I'm very blind. It's the toughness match, so it's the female match. And then the speed people will be very easy, and that will be Axiom and, of course, Eddie, which would be very good. Now, this one is tough to say who would be best, but for me, Jordan Grace, Bianca is very good as well, but I do not have her at the time. So that is 100 and 102, which will be very much okay. Gonna go into use our toughness badger to secure the easy win and support, and we're also going to be using some momentum slots. If you do not do PvP, I need to do some PvP before this stuff ends. So I'll probably do some PvP, secure some momentum slots, and then come back with the guide. So next upload will be a bit delayed. Yeah, that is just inevitable. So our power match is done, our speed match is done, and our toughness match is done. So let's go into it. So, of course, solo sikoa. Hank Walker being our manager. Of course, he was in the Daily Streak last time. Okay, neither of them needed to proc, but that's a good win. And now it's Jordan Grace against Liv Morgan. And then the table for Ivar here against Ethan Page. So we'll just cover the recap again, just so you can see the stats again and who I used and what to be careful of. So the first match, of course, was the Eddie versus Eddie and Axiom. Will face Uncle Howdy and Tank Leisure. Bear I didn't put any equipment on Eddie at all. Had I done that, it would have been a guaranteed win. We put some equipment, the AJ Styles equipment from the Battle Pass last year. In Unhinged, we used. Of course, if you didn't get it, then unfortunately you would not have access to it. Also, Dominic Mysterio Nuggets will also help a lot. Next match was the reason we used a toughness manager, being Jordan Grace, 115k to 110k, and then Ivar winning 123k at base, losing 17,000 power to Ethan Page's 102k power. That's 57. So 58 now is again a painful match, to say the least, in terms of the cards. But other than that, the speed matches are the same. It's just the quiz matches. So let's complete it. So for this, we are going to be using Macho Man and also Ivar for your toughness match, for your quiz match. Sorry. So 100k and gone. There we go. So 100k on both, which I don't think will do it, will it? No, it won't. So we are going to be using, what's the other match in question? A quiz match. Oh no, it's 192's the quiz match. Toughness match will be the issue. Now I will have to use a support, which will be a guitar, because Jordan Grace just cannot get up to the 127 that's required. So we can swap to a guitar. You can use an unhinged guitar or a number guitar. And the Eddie and Axiom match should be fine. No, it's not. I'm just going to put one of them in the momentum slot. I'll probably just put Eddie in, and that will secure the win. You can see 109k difference. Again, Eddie has no equipment on him at all for the time being. So let's complete it. So firstly, it's going to be Macho and Ivar. Of course, Ivar with the WrestleMania t-shirt on. And then we also have Macho just with a good equipment in general on. This is where we're going to use our support. So the guitar. There we go. It's easy. And then Axiom and Eddie Guerrero will beat this team. And that is level 58 done. We'll just show the recaps just as a quick reminder of everything used in question. Never mind. But that's the deck we've used. So Macho Man Ivar is the first match. Second match is Jordan Grace with the guitar used, and then Eddie Guerrero and Axiom. 59 now is seemingly to be more difficult. It's two female matches, one in speed and one in soft, and one in charisma. So that is fine. So for me anyway. So with me on the Johnson Battle Pass, I've got the Pipe Bomb promo, which should help the charisma. Oh god, it will not win. But momentum slots. Remember, momentum slots is very important in campaign. The power match is very easy. Just put in a pure power onto Ivar if you have him. And then Eddie Guerrero. And then the next match is the speed match. Now, I do apologise for using alignments, but this is how I would have done it with the cards I've currently got. So I'm going to bring in my limited edition Zelina Vega. So Zelina Vega will be getting a up arrow alignment. And just going to compare her speed. Oh, it's going to be a close one. Hang on. For 5. Okay, that's not going to win on its own. I don't know if Charisma. Okay, that's very annoying. So I think for this, I'm just going to use a 2-stat manager for this. So we have Zelina Vega now available. Do I have the Speed and Charisma match? I do not have Mr. Stone, do I? Annoying, I do not. So we're just going to put Zelina in Momentum for now. That should be quite useful in the latter half. So she should win the speed match very easily. And then it's just simply sorting out Maxine's match in Charisma. And then we're going to use Beaches Zelina. So we do have it now. Now, I do know for one match, a super move will be used. For sure, so hopefully I can get it by the time. So we use Zelina. Of course, if you don't have any alignments or you want some alignments, I would. You can only get them in the equipment packs, so just be aware of them. They do come around every so often. They're 950 credits each, and you can also get 2 pieces of equipment. A specialist equipment's what I'm gonna call them, and then you're going to be able to get the alignment. Of course, WrestleMania 41, so not the best, but ultimately, if it can win you campaign levels, do it. But again, if you're free to play and stuff, I'd first of all save for credits, and that'll be advice number 1. I've got to show the recap there. Do apologise, but the first match was Ivar and Eddie. The second match being Zelina Vega. And then Maxine Dupree, of course, winning due to manager. So next is Toughness and Charisma, which is just here. So of course, it wants me to use Zelina straight away. So we've got a lot of male toughness matches here to deal with, which is very annoying. But it is okay. Yeah. So for now, let me just take Jordan Grace equipment off, as she will not be used. So toughness match. Hang on. That's a toughness match. What's the most toughness match? 102 and 223. Okay, that's good to know. And we're gonna swap that. I'm gonna put in Goldie. Now for the manager, we are going to be using Hank Walker for the support. Despite though the female match is gonna cause me a couple issues. Just generally it will. So I'm going to use a 2-stat manager, and this way I'm going to use them, which is Brandy Rhodes. Hopefully she will be able to help me enough in order to complete both her levels. So as you can see, Brandy Rhodes benefiting. will have that 114,000 charisma, as she's 5,000. 102k toughness, which with Macho should be able to win with the guitar in question. And then Ivar and also Eddie, which should hit way over the stats required. So let's get into it. Again, this is where the more strategy comes into play. So Zelina. Then we are going to use our support here on Macho Man. Because notice. And then our last match. And that's fine. Not needing to proc. So this time, going to show the recap, hopefully, as long as it doesn't bug out. So the recap is as follows. So of course, we're using Zelina Vega with the alignment. Of course, if you do not already have Zelina, then you should definitely try and get her. She's really helpful in campaign, as you'll see in the Seth Rollins stages, and also for the 78 to 84 stages. She beats Raquel Rodriguez. This is where we use that guitar with Macho Man. And then here is quite simple. Eddie Guerrero and Ivar both built up toughness versus Jaden McDonough and Angelo Dawkins with the use of a guitar on their side. Of course, we have already won anyway, so it does not matter. So that's level 60 done. Now moving on to 61. Now I'm pretty sure this is one that gave me a lot of trouble when I played it by myself, though, but I could be wrong. By looking at the stats, I'm wrong. So the female charisma match. No, it's a female power match. Okay, that's where we're going to issues. This is where we are going to use Jordan Grace once again. So we are going to buff up the toughness, the power, sorry. And we're also going to put her in momentum, as she should be, as she'll need it. So we're just going to swap Eddie out for Jordan. And that should be enough. It's 117. Give me a minute, just doing some maths. So 61. Oh, wait. How high to the 117s? 360. For that, we should be alright. But if not, then it's fine. Then next will be a pure power use on Ivar. And we're also going to use it on Eddie. Got 2 pure powers, which I was very lucky to get. And we also are going to be using the table in that same match. And then it's just the quiz match for the male singles, which I need Maxine Dupree to lose that equipment. So be this Maxine that I used it on. And then Axiom will gain this to win that match incredibly easily. So hopefully the only scary one is this Jordan Grace. I should be okay though. But let's go and find out. So Jordan Grace luckily gets to 17.5 to 117.5 to 117.4. Of course, we'll look at the recap for that. Axiom's going to win very easily against Kira. This is a match I was very concerned about. So, of course, a heavy table there. going into the 86 and then the 96, so very easy match there. Well, for me anyway, for you, will not be. So, just look at the recap again. Of course, Jordan very much saving me. They're super close difference. Of course, we did not need the proc that Jordan Grace did do, but Jordan Grace will win against Tiffany Stratton. There, Axiom easily wins, and then it was table for table in match 3, but we used Eddie and Ivar with pure power, and then Eddie's built-in power in order to win this, as well as this 4-5-1 table I've got versus their table. That is level 61. Now 62 is a toughness and charisma one. So toughness is the female side that's getting the toughness match, which is unfortunate for the ladies. Well, or is it though? Because we do have the use of Maiden's Hand, which is easy. There's just the two charisma fights. So I think we are going to use the WrestleMania t-shirt once again on Ivar. Gets up to 100k, and then we're just gonna beef up Eddie in charisma, which will be Axiom's got the other one. That's fine. We'll just use this. There we go, 124k. Plus everything else. We do have support as well. We need to use it. So let's get into it. We're almost done and we're at 22 minutes. Honestly, shorter than I thought it would be. But hopefully this is helpful for everyone. Of course, we do have more levels to come in the next section, which would be Stephanie Vaquer. Then we are just going to use our support just in case. I think we did actually need to use it. Yeah, that would have told us that we definitely needed to use it. So yeah, just a nice easy win there. So let's just have a look at the recap. So Axiom wins on his own there. Of course, we used a Maurice. Just bear that in mind. So Axiom will beat Gunther. Jordan Grace beats Nikki Cross. And then the tag team of Eddie Guerrero and Ivar defeats William Regal and Xavier Woods. Both of our decks using universes, just in case. In my case, and then of course them is set. So, and that is level 62 complete. Now 63 is a speed party, if I've ever seen one. So we have a male tag, then a female toughness, female speed match, and then a super move match being the third match. So let's have a look at it. So firstly, we're just going to take everyone's equipment off that does not need anything. Who's got the AJ Styles thing? No one, so that's going with Eddie. Because we do have the extra manager boost as well. Saturday night's main event t-shirt going to be used here as well. I'm pretty sure I don't have any alternatives. So use Saturday night's main event t-shirt with Eddie. Eddie, that should hit the 233,000. That's required. Now Zelina is fine on her own. Then it's just that female speed. Sadly for me, I did not get the sheer speed for Axiom, so I'm just going to use the super move. Although I could try and do it without one, but I think for my cards at the minute I will have to use one. Alternative option is using this. which, how much did I need? 135, so that will take us to 103. It won't be enough. That is the simple answer, it will not be enough. So, let's get into the final level of this video, being Solo Sikoa. Of course, him saying acknowledge me. So, first match is these two. It should win. There we go, perfect. Now we do have a super move, so you will see me 3-star this level. Seeing the Vega, of course, proc him. We're going to super move. Here's we did not get sheer speed. If we did, that level would have been able to have been done without super move, but in this case, unluckily we can't. Unfortunately, we can't. So there's the super move, and it's going to be Axiom with the final blow on Solo Sikoa. Nice and easy. Well, nice, not easy, but nice. So just look at the stats here. So we've got the 200 and we've got the tag team of Eddie Guerrero and Andrade, and they beat JC Mateo and Tamatonga there, which is very nice at 233k speed to 250 k speed, which is mine. I've got the 250k, as you can see. Zelina Vega, of course, an up arrow alignment is used in this in order to have access to her, but she wins her match very easily. And then at the end, if you have sheer speed, which was the unhinged equipment during Titans and Titans, you will have that match easily as long as it's built in speed. You may have to use its support, but other than that, it is very easy. You didn't have to use a super move. I had to because I do not have the set equipment required for this, but yeah, definitely do it with sheer speed. And that is it for now. So next up, we'll be looking at Stephanie Fakir stages, which is stages 64 to 70. Now, before going, I'll get one super move ready for that. And of course, feel free to watch it. Of course, if you missed any of the other guides, we have covered Dominic Mysterio, Uncle Howdy, Heidi. Oh, I can't wait to get roasted for that now. Uncle Howdy and Ivy Nile. That was done in part 2. Both of them set stages, so go for them. And Tiffany Stratton and Ethan Page, stages 22 to 35, were completed in the first part. So yeah, and now Solo Sikoa has been completed, so we are working our way up to Stephanie Fakir, which should be fun, hopefully, and hopefully you'll be there for it to watch it. Of course, it won't be live; it'll be pre-recorded, but yeah, that is all well and good. Of course, those cover stages are now going to be up later tonight. When completed, there'll be a link to the spreadsheet in description. And yeah, get ready for Stephanie Fakir, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes in the next coming up videos, as well as the daily play for today. So I'm going to work some PvP, and thank you very much for watching this. It is incredibly fun doing this campaign series. Hopefully it helps at least someone get at least a star or two closer to the British Bulldog, which currently is at 608. So it's definitely getting up there now with numbers, and of course Winston as well, the Bulldog, which isn't the best support in the world, but it's definitely worth getting that Bulldog for sure. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the support and all likes, all the comments and stuff that I've seen. Do appreciate it, genuine. Honestly, I do. And see you in the next video. Goodbye.